the fans. Who goes? What kind of people go? What kind of people go?
Everybody.
Identify yourself, please.
I'm Jean Schlichting. I used to write for Wrestling Magazine. And there is no set person. You get the kids, you get grandma, you've got business people, white collar, blue collar. One of the worst things I think was ever done to the wrestling fans was an article that came out in the Oregonian that put down the fans as being people who came in dirty clothes with beer cans in the back seat and all this stuff. Sorry, I don't drink beer. You know, but it's all ages.
Right there, you, sir.
My name's Eric Donaldson. I'm a photographer at the Coliseum. I handle World Wrestling Federation and all kinds of major events. As far as the audience, the World Wrestling Federation brings the widest variety of people to their events of any events I cover. I cover concerts, races, all kinds of things. We'll see little old ladies hobbling in, young people with brand new kids, brand new families and stuff, businessmen just coming off with their suits on and such. Anybody, everybody is a fan.
All right, let's pick some. Where's a businessman fan? Businessman fan. You, sir, in the back.
Roger Phillips, Abby's Pizza, I own it. And I go whenever I can. My crew, they come with me. We have a good time.
How about, he said they're older women. You've got some older women who are fans? Right there. Did you identify yourself?
Enid Griffiths, and I'm 81 years old.
You go regularly? What do you like about it?
I just love wrestling.
You like the whole scene or particular wrestlers or what?
Well, I had a nursing home quite a few years ago for mental patients. And they would go to bed if I would promise to get them up when 11 o'clock came. They'd go out in the...
Now, some people might draw something out of that. How about kids? Why do kids like it? Right there. Why do you like it? Go back to the kids again.
It's just...
Identify yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm Adam Lukey.
What do you do as a wrestling fan?
What do I do?
Well,
I...
You go regularly?
I go regularly. I watch it on TV. I read wrestling magazines. And it's just... It's violent, like if you watch a war movie or something. It's real good entertainment. It's kind of like a clan, you know, following.
You follow it regularly?
Yeah.
Scientifically?
Not really.
What would you like to be a wrestler when you grow up?
I don't know. I don't really know much about what the career is like. Maybe if I knew more, I could decide. Well, maybe we'll find out some more time. Now, for an unusual kind of fan, I'd like to turn to you and ask if you'd identify yourself.
Yes, I'm Marvin Levitch, and I teach philosophy at Reed College.
Now, you are probably, if we ever talked about the image of a wrestling fan, you are probably the antithesis, a professor of philosophy at Reed College. And you've been, how long have you been teaching there?
I've been teaching there about 32 years, and you're right, the physique also won't do.
But this is not just a casual thing with you, is it?
No, I have attended wrestling for a very long time, virtually as long as I've...
Who's the greatest wrestler of all time in your opinion?
Luthez. I think as a champion with considerable athletic skills and someone who I think wrestled with an enormous professional competence, I've never seen anyone with the skill of Luthez.
Now, let me ask you this, Professor. In your opinion, why? What's the mystique? What's the charm? Why the millions? Why the wrestling boom?
Well, I'm inclined to think that in a world in which it is increasingly difficult to distinguish between good and evil, where all the concrete images of good and evil become increasingly marred and blotchy, wrestling is one of the few domains of human activity in which the distinctions are clearly drawn between goodness and evil, heroism and villainy. In a sense, I think the thing which makes it appealing to the contemporary world is that it's a modern version of a medieval morality play in which the virtues are present and in combat, and deep down, that's a spectacle that everyone desires to observe.
Agreed? Agreed? What do you say to that? I'm going to ask you to identify yourself.
I'm tough. It used to be tough, Tony Borne. Now it's not so tough, Tony Borne.
Not so tough. Tony, how long did you wrestle?
29 years, 7 months, and 10 days.
You did keep count. What do you think of that? Is that what it is? Is it a morality play? Is it good and evil?
I can understand why he's a professor of philosophy. Yes, I think that what he says is true.
Well, okay.
Now, you're talking about fans. Years ago, not too many years, because I'm not that old, but back in Ohio, our #1 fan was the governor of the state. Now, I'm not knocking Mr. Goldsmith for not being at the matches, but John Bricker was the governor of Ohio at that time, and he was at the wrestling matches every Wednesday night in Columbus, Ohio. Had his same seat there every Wednesday night.
All right, other thoughts? We got any, there, right there, you, sir.
Yeah, Richard Lazare, psychologist.
Okay, that's what I was hoping to hear from a psychologist. Now, what do you say about this? We've heard morality play. We've heard, oh, we like it because it's just entertaining. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think that we've heard people saying that I really identify with these heroes and villains, and it gives me something to ally with and somebody to stand behind. And I think, first and foremost, it gives us a good outlet for our aggressions. It's a way of getting out our aggressions and the pent-up feelings that we have at the end of the day, and it gives us a good outlet, and it feels so good.
I'm going to turn back to you. You said you were the #1 fan. You thought you were the #1 fan. Is that it? Is that it for you, outlet of aggressions?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I leave their horse. Lots of times, by the time I get home, I can't even talk
Where do those
anymore
aggressions
'cause I
come from?
scream. The day. The world. Look at the world. People are robbing each other. I mean, kids are committing suicide. They're really into drugs. I mean, it's awful. So you go there and, sure, here's the villain and here's the good guy, and they fight it out. You pick your guy and you scream and you root all the way for him. It makes you, I go home sound asleep.
All right, let's whirl around here. Any more than that? Right there, you, sir.
John Adler. I'm a child psychologist in Gresham, and I would agree that I think people tend to identify with these kinds of people as heroes. It may give people some kind of feeling of control in a world where there's not much of that. The concern would be more with younger children, where we've had lots of studies that have shown that people tend to model aggressive behavior, and rather than it being such a kind of a release, people tend to model it, particularly younger children who haven't had their values formed yet.
Have we got some hands up on that? But before we come back to those hands, it is essential. We are sponsored, and we have to do this from time to time. We're going to do it right now. We'll be right back after this.